The end of my marriage didn't start with a bang, but with a whisper, a subtle, almost imperceptible softening in my wife's voice. After 8 years, you know the cadence of a person's soul. You know the sharp edges and the gentle curves. So when Laura started saying, "I'll be out for lunch with a friend," with a new placid tenderness, a silent alarm blared in the core of my being. We had a life built on morning coffee and shared dreams. I thought it was unshakable. I was wrong. The first tangible crack was a text glowing on her phone beside me. "Can T stop thinking about today?" An unknown number. Her explanation was a nervous flutter. "Just the girls being silly." I played the fool. I nodded. But in the dark that night, the truth was a third presence in our bed, lying between us. I could feel it. Her lunch dates multiplied. Her eyes grew distant, looking through me, toward a secret life. The ghost of a man named Eric began to live in our home, and I was expected to pretend I couldn't see him. So I stopped pretending. I went digging in the digital grave of our trust, and I found him. The texts weren't just illicit, they were intimate. They spoke of a shared world, private jokes, and a future that systematically erased me. This wasn't a stumble. It was a calculated demolition. The discovery was a physical blow, nausea. Then a rage so pure it turned my vision white, and finally a humiliation so profound it hollowed me out. For a week, I was a ghost in my own life. But then, a cold steel resolve settled in my veins. I would not be her pawn. I would become the master of this endgame. I hired a private investigator named Frank, a man who looked like he'd seen every flavor of human betrayal. His photos were a brutal slideshow. My wife, my Laura, laughing with a man I didn't know, their hands brushing, their lips meeting in a car I still made payments on. I found his wife, Christine, a woman with kind eyes and 2 small children, smiling obliviously in a family photo. My heart shattered for her, and the shards became my weapons. My message to her was simple, a dagger wrapped in courtesy. "Your husband is having an affair with my wife. Here is the proof. I am sorry." Her reply was a single devastating sentence. "Thank you." The wheels were in motion. Now for the finale. I set the stage. "Let's have a lunch date, Laura, just us." I painted on a smile. She bought it, her relief a final, exquisite betrayal. The day arrived. I set our dining table like an altar. Crisp linen, polished silver, 2 glasses of blood-red wine, and in the center a simple manila envelope. She walked in, flushed and smiling. The smile died the moment she saw the tableau. Her eyes, wide with dawning horror, locked onto the envelope. "What is this?" Her voice was a thin thread. I said nothing. The silence was my weapon. I gestured to her chair. She sat, her movements slow, as if wading through deep water. I pushed the envelope toward her. "Open it." I watched her hands tremble as she pulled out the photographs. I saw the exact moment her heart stopped in her chest. I saw her face crumble, the mask of the happy wife shattering into a million pieces. "I can explain," she choked out. "Don't!" My voice was quiet, but it cut through the room like a scalpel. "There is no explanation. There is only evidence. There is only the truth that you are a liar and a stranger." Tears streamed down her face. "It's not what you think." "You're right," I said, leaning forward, my calm finally breaking. "It's worse. This isn't some cheap thrill. You gave him your heart. You gave him the part of you that was supposed to be mine. You didn't just break our vows, Laura. You set them on fire and warmed your hands on the flames." As her sobs filled the room, I delivered the killing blow. "I told Christine. She knows everything." Her head snapped up, pure terror in her eyes. "You what?" "She knows. Just like I know. You didn't just betray me. You nuked 2 families. Knock, 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 right on cue. I walked to the door, my heart pounding a rhythm of grim satisfaction. I opened it. There stood Christine, a storm of fury and pain, and behind her, Eric, pale and exposed. Laura made a small, choked sound. "What have you done?" I said, my voice ringing with finality, "have given you both an audience for your confession." What followed was not a discussion. It was an execution. Christine eviscerated Eric with words sharper than any blade. She turned on Laura, and the kindness in her eyes from the photo was gone, replaced by a righteous, terrifying fire. "You think this is love?" she spat at Laura. "This is garbage. You are a homewrecker, a cliché, and you will die alone in the mess you made." They stood there, Laura and Eric, exposed and broken. Their beautiful secret was now a public scandal. Their passion was now a pathetic cliché. Laura moved out that night. The divorce was swift. Their worlds collapsed. Jobs were lost. Reputations were ash. As for me, the path was dark for a while. The grief was a heavy blanket. But I shed it. I rebuilt. I became stronger, harder, better. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. I served mine at a beautifully set lunch table, and it was the most satisfying meal of my life. I didn't just get even. I got free.